inside of you.
Hi guys, it's Elena and I'm enchanted to have you be here on my channel. Hello and welcome to lesson number 3. I'm super excited that you are here, and if this is the first video of mine which you have stumbled upon, I highly recommend that you start off with the first video of this series. I will have it linked up at the top as well as in the description just to help guide you along your way. Okay, so this video is more on the technical side of the lesson plan or things that I have planned going on, and it's on terms and vocabulary, so it should be fairly quick on my part, but it might take you a minute to kind of familiarize yourself with the terms and vocabulary and things like that. In the Google Classroom, I have linked a Google Docs file. You'll find it if you click on the thing that says chapter 1.3 terms and vocabulary, and under like all of the text written, there should be a link to a Google document. Once you click on that, it should bring you to a fairly large list of terms and vocabulary as well as their definitions. Now, you don't have to memorize all of it. There won't be any quizzes or exams on any of those terms or vocabulary, but I did want to include this type of video as well as the long list fairly on in the lesson plans. That way you have a reference to the definitions and you're able to access them easily throughout our time together. That way it might make it a little bit easier for me as we continue on through our course and through our lessons, and I won't have to stop for every new term or new phrase or new word to provide a definition for you. By no means is this an exhaustive list of words. I will be adding more in throughout the lessons and throughout future topics that we'll be covering. I'll try to be on top of things, but if there is something that I mentioned throughout one of the videos which you don't really understand and I'm missing that definition, definitely let me know and I'll add it in. I just want to create a little easy spot for you to kind of reference back to, and just to kind of make things go a little smoother and easier for you and for me. I also want to take some time in this video to go over the importance of journaling and taking notes. I know it could be a tedious process and a lengthy process, but I definitely want to share with you some of my thoughts as to why I think it'll be important and why it will help you out. I want to create videos and make you question topics and ask you questions throughout them that make you think and make you ponder on things and make you view certain parts through a different perspective. Yes, thinking does not require writing anything down, but as you do write things down, it helps slow your mind, it helps slow your thoughts, and you're able to get a better comprehension on some topics. Not to mention, this slower process of thinking, so to speak, will also help with grounding and centering yourself, as well as starting to learn your own mindsets, processes, and energies, which will definitely help in future more complicated topics and more complicated activities. Remember, it's important to build a solid foundation first before we start building the house on top of it, or maybe skyscraper will be a better term for just how much knowledge and how much there is to learn throughout witchcraft and magic. Another reason to take notes and do the journaling prompts is to help track your progress and to see how much you've grown, how much you've learned, and how much your understanding has evolved. Especially if you flip back through the pages frequently and review the things that you have written down. I would suggest using or getting tabs or little like sticky notes just to help organize the topics, or at least organize things by chapter to make it easier to reference. And I would suggest getting like a set of sticky notes just to be able to jot down little notes or little thoughts and kind of put them on the side of the page. That way when you do go through things or do review things, you're able to kind of keep track and make notes without having to rewrite everything on the page. So I think that's pretty much it for today's video. It's short and sweet on my end. It might be a little bit lengthy on your end, again, just to familiarize yourself with some of the topics, words, and terminologies. I know I'm like a broken record with those things, but there's not many other words that kind of cover those meanings. So here's your homework and journaling prompts to ponder on. Main one, of course, is to go through that Google Docs list and at least just to skim over and look at any of those things. As I said, I will be updating it throughout the lesson, so what's on there now is just a small, tiny little fragment of what it's going to be a couple of videos from now, a couple months from now, or a couple days from now. So I will be constantly adding things in, writing things in, and all of those terms are going to be pertaining to these videos at some point. Now, as you go through these words and these phrases and these terms, I want you to see if any of them kind of stand out to you or if any of them catch your eye specifically. I also want you to keep in mind of any words or terms that stick out to you that kind of give you like a bad thought mindset or like association with them, and I want you to journal down as why do you think that is. But I also want you to be mindful of which terms and but I also want you to be mindful of which terms you associate with kind of good thoughts and good perspective, and also why or why not. So that's it for today, my lovelies. Many blessings, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye!